Welcome to the Brass and Woodwind Shop. I have two instruments that came in. They were sent, one from Maryland and one from Georgia. I just wanted to open them up in one of my videos, show you what they are, show you what needs to be done, and in upcoming videos I'm going to show me fixing these instruments. So here are the instruments. I have not opened them up yet, so you're seeing them the same time that I see them for the first time. And this one is double boxed. There's no case with it. I want to be very careful because what I do know about it is it's a very old cornet, like well over 100 years old. And it's a family heirloom, so I want to take very good care of this. So here is the cornet. You did a good job of wrapping it up, which is good because you always want to be very careful with these old ones. Oh, cool. It's got the double water key on it. Wow, look at that. This is so cool. And I think it is in a C, B flat. Looks like this is the C lead pipe. Yeah, look at that. The C lead pipe goes like that. It bypasses the B flat lead pipe. And then there's a slide. Hopefully there's a slide here. I'm hoping that it's in here. Probably either C, B flat, or B flat A. I'm not sure. Okay, good. Tuning slide is there. That'd be really bad if that was missing. And 3 crooks, looks like. Wow. Okay, this is so cool. I love instruments like this. This one, let's see. It was soldered on. There's serious damage there. But I think that's fixable, but it is serious damage. Looks like it came out of here. Yeah. And this is stuck in there, so I'm going to have to get that out too. Okay, but look at that water key. That is cool. I've only seen this, I think, maybe 2 or 3 other times in my life. Okay, well, I can't wait to do this one. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of work, though. It says Henry Diston, London, Philadelphia, and then it says model. London model, maybe? I'm not sure what it says model for. And there's a serial number, 4-digit serial number, low 4 digits. That is so cool. And I have you don't know this, I have a friend he's here right now, he's probably dying to see this. Another thing I'm sure you want to see is the scroll work on the bell. Look at that, that is beautiful. Okay, on here it says, I would be delighted if you wanted to do a YouTube video of the restoration project using this instrument. So yes, I will do that. And also he's wondering about a case. Cornets are very, well, they are not standard shape. Trumpets are very standard. Cornets are not, especially old cornets. I do not have a case for this, so if anybody has a case, then let me know. And maybe we can find a case and reunite an old cornet with a case. I can't wait to work on that. Okay, well anyway, I'm going to put this one over here and then get out the French horn. Now the French horn. This came from Georgia, and he told me it was a Wunderlich. I think that's the way to pronounce it. I could be wrong on the pronunciation. Okay, well, we have all the packing material everywhere. That's okay though. And again, I have not opened this case yet. I like when I open it, I want you guys to see it at the same time I do. Okay. And he said that this was probably made by Geyer. So, let's take a look at it. He said that it was about, he figures around 1918. Right around World War I sometime. And let's see what we have. Okay, he said that the valves were very loose. Okay, like no compression on them. And the way to tell compression is to pull the side out. Oh yeah, there is like no compression here. Okay, well he said that the valves were very, very loose, but he loves the way it plays. He just uses very heavy oil on them. Sometimes if you use heavy oil, that can work. It's not like a permanent repair, but it works, at least to some extent. So that's what he's doing now. And he was wondering if I could put some silver plating on the face of the valves. He said he's heard of that before. I had never heard of silver plating on the face of valves. He said that it's a very old thing. They don't really do it anymore. I can tighten up rotors at my shop. I do have the tools to tighten up the bearings. I do not have the tools to replate the valves. So what you would do for loose valves is you plate them, usually with nickel plating. The nickel plating adds some size to the valve, and then what you do is you fit the valve to the casing. And then it's very tight after you do that. But that is extremely expensive on rotor valves. There are 4 rotor valves. You're probably looking at well over $1,000 in US money. So he was wondering if I could do something to build up the valves. And I said, well, I can try. So what I'm going to do, I have never done this before. It's kind of going to be a little experiment. But I do not experiment on people's instruments if I think it's going to ruin it or make it worse. I will only experiment if it will either keep it the same or make it better. So I think that's the case here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a spot plater and some silver plating solution. I'm going to plate just the face of the valves and try to build them up a little bit and then fit them in here. I admit that the repair probably will not be as good as it would if he got the valve job done and got the valves totally reworked. But it might be something that's fairly inexpensive and it might help. And another thing, he said he loves the way the instrument plays. And usually when someone loves the way an instrument plays, I'm very reluctant to do anything to the instrument, because if it works great, you're only going to make it worse. And I talked to him about that, and he said that he understands that, and he has gotten work done on valves before, and then the instrument played worse when he got it back. I'm going to be very careful not to do anything to ruin the instrument. I'm just going to try to tighten the valves up so that there is not so much air leakage in the valves. Here's the engraving on this instrument. It says made by Wunderlich, Chicago. He also told me to watch out for the side of the bell. You can see that there was pretty extensive patching right there. Right here you can see that there is a crack and it catches on you and it can cut you. So I'm going to do something with that too. I may just add more patch to it. I kind of don't like to patch bells because that does change the sound too. But yeah, it's all the way cracked all the way through from here to here. So I am going to have to take care of that. I'm going to have to do something to it. I also have one more interesting item in my shop. As you can see, it is made out of brass, but it is not an instrument. This is a light fixture. The story I heard about it is, I don't know how true it is, or, well, this is probably like fifth-hand information by now, but the story is that it came from King Farouk's palace in Egypt, and then it made its way over to the United States. Well, what happened is in 1952, King Farouk was kicked out, and then the people of Egypt did not want to have anything to do with him, so they sold everything that he had in his palace, and this was one of the things. And it got sold and somehow made it over here to the United States. And one of my customers ended up with it, and then she looked up brass repair and found me, and so she took this in and she said that I could video me fixing it. All it needs is a little clamp on the door at the bottom to keep it closed. So I'm going to do that too. And this job is very interesting because you get really cool instruments, but you also get cool light fixtures too. So I'm going to have fun fixing this one too. And I'm also going to get a video of me repairing this. I wanted to give you guys a little preview of what's coming up. I try to get these videos up on Fridays, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. Keep watching and be sure to subscribe. I have a lot of really cool instruments and light fixtures coming up in the next few weeks.